Have you had the fortune of traveling to an island? Does it ever pique your curiosity to wonder how these independent, magical landscapes were created on Earth? One such example is the origin of the beautiful island of Bali, and tied to it is the volcanic activity of Gunung Batur. Indonesia is one of the world's most densely inhabited nations and has a rapidly growing population and economy. Bali Island has, moreover, a high transient population with seasonal peaks due to its large tourism sector. And it is home to two active volcanoes, Agung and Batur. Rising from fields of rice paddies and banana plantations is Mount Batur, or Gunung Batur in the local language of Indonesia, one of the most recently active volcanoes. Indonesia contains 13% of the world's active volcanoes, and some of history's most lethal ones. This stratovolcano has been a symbol of Bali's beauty for centuries. Its majestic presence has attracted tourists and locals alike. But beneath that serene exterior lies a history of eruptions. The last major one was in 2000, and it was a precursor to the events we're exploring today. What is the history of this sacred mountain, and how has its volcanic activity shaped the lives of the people located nearby? Considering Batur's rich eruption history, how are all of the eruptions recorded and measured? It's important to understand how volcanic eruptions are categorized and measured. Much like hurricanes and earthquakes have their own categories of intensity, so do volcanoes. A numeric scale called the Volcanic Explosivity Index, VEI, is used to quantify how explosive volcanic eruptions are. By measuring the volume and intensity of volcanic eruptions according to a number of criteria, the VEI offers a more uniform method of comparing and categorizing occurrences. The scale goes from 0 to 8, where an increase of one whole number corresponds to a tenfold increase in the volume of material released and an increase in the eruption's qualitative explosiveness. The height of the eruption cloud, the amount of material emitted, and the length of the eruption are all taken into consideration by the VEI. Here's a breakdown of all the different categories. VEI 0 to 1. Effusive eruptions with low explosivity, often categorized by gentle lava flows. VEI 2 to 3. Moderate eruptions with increasing explosivity, producing ash clouds and pyroclastic flows. VEI 4 to 5. Large eruptions causing significant regional impact, with extensive ash clouds and potential for global effects. VEI 6 to 7. Very large eruptions with substantial global consequences, potentially affecting climate. VEI 8. Extremely rare and catastrophic events, capable of causing profound global environmental changes. VEI provides a valuable tool for scientists to communicate the relative scale and potential impact of volcanic eruptions, aiding in hazard assessment, emergency planning, and understanding the broader implications of volcanic activity. So, looking at Gunung Batur, how was this epic portal into the Earth's belly created? Let's take a look at the geological history and data. According to geomorphological study, Batur's predecessor, called Mount Penulisan, erupted twice to form Batur. The first occurred 29,300 years ago, followed by a second one 20,150 years ago. This caused the formation of a unique geomorphology, namely a double caldera, or a caldera within a caldera. These geological conditions in turn created the vast geological diversity observable in the Batur Geopark today, in the form of rocks, landforms, and other geological phenomena, which further contributes to Batur's geodiversity over the course of history, and provides a rich source for current and future geologists to understand the geological history of Earth. The link to the study is in the description below if you'd like to check it out. For many decades, the development of tourism activities in the Batur Geopark area cannot be separated from the attractiveness of the area, both in the form of natural tourist attractions and the development of artificial tourism. As the number of tourists increases and tourism activities begin to increase, the risk of natural disasters in the geopark area also increases. This requires the development of disaster risk reduction efforts that are in line with geopark management. According to the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, the Batur stratovolcano sits at the east end of the island of Bali amid nested calderas and rises 686 meters above the surface of an intracaldera lake of the same name. The entire complex remained non-eruptive through at least mid-2011, as it did for at least a decade, since a moderate eruption in 1974, and a series of smaller eruptions in the 1990s, ceasing in about 2000. Local authorities reported that, following some variable seismicity during 2009 and 2010, starting 19th of June 2011, residents smelled sulfurous gas. The event took place in the Volcanoes caldera lake, but in the absence of visible eruptive activity and without anomalous geophysical perturbations. Historical activity at the volcano includes 25 mild to moderate strombolian eruptions, with lava flows in 1849, 1888, 1904, 1905, 1921, 1926, 1963, 1968, and 1974. Batur is a currently active stratovolcano, which has formed in the smallest and youngest caldera. So what do we know about its most intense recent eruption? How did it affect the land and population surrounding it? Taking a moment aside from the video, are you curious to know more about how volcanoes impact our lives or the lives of previous civilizations? Support us by clicking the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. In the months leading up to the 1999 eruption, there were clear indicators that Gunung Batur was stirring. Seismic activity increased and the volcano started emitting gases, signs consistent with an impending eruption. Authorities armed with modern monitoring tech issued warnings to the local communities, urging them to prepare for evacuation. The villagers, attuned to the mountain's whispers, knew something was up. On March 15, 1999, Gunung Batur unleashed its fury in a fairly strong eruption. The visuals were awe-inspiring and terrifying at the same time. Plumes of ash and volcanic debris soared into the sky, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. The once clear air turned into a dark, ominous cloud as molten lava flowed down the mountain slopes, leaving the landscape forever changed. As scary as it sounds, this eruption was fairly mild, ranking VEI 1. According to the Smithsonian research data, the eruption's impact on the surrounding populations was, however, profound. Villages were engulfed in ash and the aftermath resembled a desolate moonscape. Homes and farmlands were buried under layers of volcanic debris, leaving thousands displaced. The resilience of the people in the face of such devastation is truly inspiring. In the aftermath, the Indonesian government, local authorities, and international organizations launched a massive evacuation effort. Emergency shelters were set up, providing refuge for the displaced populations. The priority was to get people to safety. Basic necessities like food, water, and medical care were provided in these emergency shelters. Beyond the immediate human impact, the eruption had severe economic consequences for the region. Agriculture, a primary source of livelihood for many, was decimated. Crops were destroyed, and livestock perished in the aftermath. The volcanic ash acted like a suffocating blanket, smothering fields and rendering the soil infertile for years to come. Despite the adversity, the affected communities displayed remarkable resilience. With the support of government aid and international assistance, they embarked on the arduous process of rebuilding their lives. The eruption of Gunung Batur serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable forces of nature that shape our world. The resilience and unity displayed by the affected communities highlight the human capacity to overcome even the most challenging circumstances. Today, Mount Batur is part of a UNESCO geopark and is a tourist attraction, with nearby Kintamani village offering panoramic views of its lava field from the 1963 eruption, littered with its many cafes popular with social media influencers. As these communities continue to rebuild, the story of Gunung Batur's eruption will forever be etched in the collective memory of those who witnessed the fires from below. Nature, with all its power, teaches us about strength, unity, and the indomitable spirits of the human race. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the beating, active volcanic heart of Bali. If you found this video insightful, support us by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more volcanic content. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.